All right, all right. Wait. All right, man. So my audio is working. Just leave this down for here, right here. Is it here? Hold on, testing. I'm doing it. The mic check. All right. I low key might just hold it for real. Yeah, I'm gonna just hold it. But all right. So I'm starting this. You know what I'm saying? Become financially literate. Yes, I did spell that wrong. I wouldn't say I did it on purpose, but I didn't really care too much because becoming financially literate isn't really about. I just heard something. Anyways, becoming financially literate isn't about knowing the words and reading the books, yes, but it's not about English literacy. It's about financially knowing how money works. And I'm not gonna be here for too long. This is my first time being live in a little bit. I might start going live on Twitch again to do things like this. But I just want to show. Ooh, what the hell am I doing? I just want to show you guys a video I was watching earlier that I thought was really helpful. Yeah. A lot of people my age don't see guys like this or don't look for stuff like this, but they will watch me. So I'm just gonna put this out there real quick for anybody who wants it. Because this stuff is important.
How to create one material and
all right, so we got this guy right here. I'm gonna just take it back to the key parts, the part that struck me the most, and then I'm gonna sit back and let him talk, and I'm gonna explain as he's talking.
Where on the low end you might make $60,000 a year, if you are a manager at Taco Bell, and you might make $250,000. You might make $250,000 if you're a manager at a Fortune 100 or Fortune 500 company like Lockheed Martin. You might work.
All right, because I didn't start from the beginning, I'm gonna fill in a little bit. So basically, the first 7 minutes was just him talking about the title is 3 keys to making $10,000 an hour or more. Now, in the beginning, he does express how like that sounds crazy, but it's really easy, to be honest, if you just have to know what you're doing. And the first level is right here, is when he talks about physical labor, like when you have to go to work, punch in the clock, you know what I'm saying, move things around, be at the cashier. That's physical. You're turning in physical in time for money. And he said that's the lowest level income of doing things. That's why that's like all the employees and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's the lowest level. The next level would be managing, being able to manage, which and here are the brackets for that. This right here would be minimum wage, and then $80,000 a year. This would be $60K to $250,000 a year for each level. And then the next level is the part that connect with me the most. But yeah, the managing and then physical time and stuff like that are the two lowest levels. I'll just put it out there.
At Boeing or somewhere where a middle manager, you're going to make $250,000 a year. But if you make $250,000 a year at your job because of your management skills, the company that you work for, they want you to know they own you. That's not the same as them wanting you to know they own you. They want you to know they own you. Right? And they're going to do everything in their power to show you that they know that they own you. Okay? Well, what we got to do is we have to level up one more time. And when we level up, well, 2 more times actually. When we get up above this dotted line, this is where the fortunes start to be made. And so, like, if you're down here using your muscles over time, like, you have a couple of levels to ascend before you can even start thinking about making $10,000 a month. And you're going to see, this is going to, an hour, not a month. And you're going to see how this makes sense here in a minute. So what happens next is this level doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, but it is. This is communication. Communication is, and by the way, the resource you use here is called your mouth. Okay? When you, on the communication level, you're gonna make on the low end $100,000 a year if you sell cars, or if you sell insurance, or you sell real estate. On the low end, you make $100,000 a year. But on the high end, it could be $100 million a year. What do you mean $100 million a year? Well, if you're a screenwriter and you write scripts for movies, you might make $100 million a year. If you're a songwriter and you write songs, you might make. If you're a Beyonce or if you're a Taylor Swift, you might make $100 million, $200 million, $300 million a year. You're a
And that's one of the. Hold on. Wait.
you might make hundreds of millions of dollars because you create a message with your mouth that moves the masses. You know how to have conversations that create cash flow. And so you're now maybe you can't.
And that's the part I want to show in one more part after that. That's like that is like that connected with me because that is basically what I'm doing. If you know me on this channel or if you want to find out, then just go look me up, go search me up, Why Know Music, or you can look at Gutter Baby Prod. But I have my own record label. I make music. I distribute music to all the biggest music platforms, and I've made good money. I made good value, and I've made good connections, and made myself good worth off of doing that because that is that higher level of communication value, and that is like that's where I'm at right now, and I make money. I make good money, like not even just from the whole Why Know Music thing, but the way I try to put my thing out there. Like content is literally currency now. Like I heard that before, but it really is because what you put out is basically what you're selling, and you could sell something good or not, but it's so easy that like he said before, usually back in the day people had to sell things themselves and had to try to get it out there themselves, but now you got things like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, social media that could sell it for you. All you have to do is put it out there, and then if it's good enough, or if people like it, or if you keep doing it long enough and you keep like working on your craft, like they'll literally come to you, and it could just rack up by itself. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. And right now I'm at the lowest level. Like I'm at the low end where you could say I would make 100K because I'm not like perfect on my craft yet. But mind you, I just turned 18 today. I've been doing the Why Know Music for about 2 or 3 years, and now it's starting to really boost up for real. And if I keep doing it and I keep perfecting my craft and we keep doing it as a team, I'm telling you, I'm going to be making $100 million someday, and then I will truly have a great impact on the world like I want to have. And all this is through God, by the way. I'm a man of God. But but yeah, and that's how that stuff works. And I just wanted to put that out there and give a little game for real, a little unk yet. And then I'm gonna skip to the next part he was talking about. The next part he was talking about was good. I forgot where I was. It was like right around here somewhere.
I feel genuinely nervous to release this to the public. If you are a coach, a service provider, or you sell any kind of high-ticket programs, this right here.
I've got to create messaging that causes them to say, okay, this person is worth listening to. Because if they don't think you're worth listening to first, they're not ever going to think you're worth paying. Plan for how you're going to solve those people's problems. One, I'm going to give them an answer that would benefit person 2, person 5, missed out on and person 16 and person 32. So now these people missed out on the help I gave this person because I was coaching this person. Most of my coaching solutions are in a group. Why? Because it's more efficient and it's more effective.
All right, now this is kind of the second part. So let's say, like me personally, my value would be my music and my content. Like I'm able to create a moment for people. I'm able to create a message to people that and a lot of people can't say that. Like I have a group of artists who can make songs for me, who I can make songs with. Even myself, I can make songs myself and make beats myself and put out a message out there for people, for everyone to see, and whoever wants to take it or not. And that's a power to have. That's a great power and value to have, especially because I can control the message I put out there. And the better of the message I put out there, the more people I will attract. So it's really up to me how much I sell or not. Right now, I'm in the midst of working on my craft, and someday you guys will see me really build on it and really do good. Right now, I'm really literally at the beginning. I mean, I'm not at the beginning in terms of experience, but I'm at the beginning of starting to understand how powerful I could really or how much value I could really create from my messages. But damn, what the hell? Where was I going with this? I forgot where I was going with this. I was going somewhere with this, but fuck, had a brain fart. Oh, all right. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna just play the video.
So that's the method. So then, once I discover the leverage, that I must work with. So I'm discerning the level of value that I must work on. I'm discovering the the leverage that I must work with. The second leverage is the medium leverage. What do you mean medium? So am I going to use television, radio, magazines, newspapers, the internet, social media? Like, am I going to use search engines? Am I going to use paid ads? Am I going to use organic content? What is the medium that I'm going to use to reach the people, to let them know I've solved their problem and I'm willing to let them buy that solution from me?
All right, yeah. So what he's about to say is what I'm about to say real quick. Yeah, my medium is YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much every popular streaming device app or distributing app that you could think of is what I use. And yeah, it's really good and it helps people a lot because people come to me to make content for them, and people can also come to me to look at my content. So I've created a lot of value through myself so far, and even just my little community. And over time, you will really see me just start to peak, and I pray to God for that, and it's been happening, and it will continue to keep happening and peaking. But yeah, I'm gonna let him talk.
I've got to leverage the medium. Here's what I mean by leverage the medium. I'm going to step off camera again because I didn't bring all this stuff over here because I didn't think about it until just now. So here's what I mean, leverage the medium. I'm going to ask you all a simple question. I want everybody to answer out loud. It's not a trick question. How many hours are in a day? 24. There you go. Okay, so if you multiply 24 times 365, there are 8,760 hours in a year. How cool is that? 87. You're like, I guess it's cool. I could tell by the look on your face that's what you were thinking. So I'm gonna pull up my primary medium, which is YouTube, and I'm gonna pull up my YouTube app. And here's what it tells me: that in the last 28 days, people around the world spent 310,000 hours watching me. So if I take 310,000 and I divide it by 8,760, that turns into almost 35.4 years people spent watching me in the last 28 days. That's the importance of leveraging the medium. Like, oh, by the way, all I had to pay to do that was to pay with my time to create the video. I paid with my imagination to come up with the concepts, right, that I'm going to talk about, that I talked about them, and I turned on a camera, and then I uploaded to YouTube, and YouTube took care of the rest. Guess what? I'm out. YouTube is better at finding clients for Myron than Myron is at finding clients for Myron.
Yeah, and that's the power and the value that I'm talking about. Like, people don't, it's because there's two sides to it, and this is really amazing for real, but like, people don't understand the power to this. Like, you could, like, listen to what he's saying. There's been a way that an app has been used to where you can literally give 30 years worth of game in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If you have a video, if you have a 2-minute video, based on what I'm saying, if you have a 2-minute video and 1 billion people watched it and listened to the lyrics that you were saying in a music song, then the watch time of 2 times 1 billion would be 30 plus something years. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to really think about how crazy it is. There's songs out there that have 1 billion views and people have watched it two times 1 billion. Let's say everybody watched the video once. 2 times 1 billion, 2 minutes times 1 billion is like however many is 2 billion minutes, I guess. I'm not a math guy. I barely passed math. I just graduated high school and got my diploma. I barely passed math. But like, you understand what I'm trying to say at this point. You could literally, like, if you have, like, that's the most powerful thing, and then people aren't trying enough. Like, and it doesn't have to be a song. You could stream like this and start people to get to watch you and listen to you. Like, that is like amazing right there. That's the value and power of content in social media. Could be amazing if you use it right. there's a side where people sit there and just scroll all day and just are the watchers and are the ones who are getting it. Okay, that's one thing he explains too. There are buyers and there are sellers. In this new era, the sellers are the content creators who are selling their content to you for you to watch to gain that, and then they're being paid by the app because you're keeping people on the app watching you. And then there are buyers who are just sitting on the app scrolling, watching the content creators and who are being paid nothing because they're just sitting on the app and they're helping the app. So there's two different sides to it. You can either be the employee or you could be the boss. And in this world now, it's really your choice. And that's crazy because you would think that in a world where it's really your choice, that more people would make that choice. But because it seems so simple, it's like in plain sight. Nobody realizes that they could really make an impact, create value, and become rich if they wanted to. And not even just being about being rich, become wealthy. And a lot of people don't choose to do that. But me personally, I've understood this, thank you to God, and I like having value, and I like putting my art out, and I like putting messages, I like helping people. So that's what I've been doing with my content. Now, once I keep getting better and better and start understanding more better ways to help people and give a good service, then you'll literally just start to see me upscale, and I'm on the path to upscaling. So that's my yap. I'm gonna let the video play out a little more.
Wow, guess what? So is Instagram, so is Facebook, so is LinkedIn, so is TikTok. They're all better at finding clients for me than I am. So all I have to do is give them what they want, and they will give me what I want. You say, well, Myron, what do they want? They want people to stay on their platform longer. So all I have to do is create content that helps people and upload it to their platform, and the people keep watching that, which apparently they were watching me a little last month, right? 35 years worth in the last 28 days. You say, what are you saying? I'm leveraging the medium.
25, no, he said 35 years worth in 28 days. That's like time traveling, nigga. Like I was actually low-key thinking about that. Like, back in the day, they used to talk about time traveling and just imagined it, but low-key, we could time travel for real, for real. Like, is it not a form of time travel where you could record a video and the next 10 years you can still look back at that recorded video and see what happened in that time? That's literally you being able to look back at what happened in that time. That's a form of time travel. I don't know. That's just my thought. That's just one thing I thought of, but I'm gonna get back to it.
Understand? We live in the most exciting, I got chills thinking about it. We live in the most exciting times that have ever existed on planet Earth. Everything is available to everybody, and everybody can reach anybody, and anybody can reach everybody. It's never existed before. You don't have to be some big multi-billion-dollar brand to reach billions or millions or hundreds of millions or hundreds of billions. Of reach. You don't need that. All you need to do is have a message that people care about. Would y'all like me to tell you what causes people to care about your message? Yes? They can tell that you care about them. When you give your message, they can tell you care about them. It's so simple. It seems like an oversimplification, but it's not. And so you decide, you discover how to leverage the method of leverage, the medium of leverage, and then this is the hard one for people because we don't practice the messaging. You have to develop the right leverage of messaging.
Why are you not investing in tax liens? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most...
that shit, nigga.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to convey this. I'm going to do my best. This is where people struggle the most. This is where most people struggle the most. Maybe it's because when we were children, we were told to sit still and be quiet. Maybe that's why. Maybe because, like, if we wanted to say something, we had to raise our hand and ask for permission. Like, you spend the first part of your life...
I'm not trying to yap too much. I'm not trying to be the guy who pauses the video every day or every second. But all these traits too, like, really show out when you get older. Like, I was always a kid who got in trouble for speaking out in class. So it was easy for me to create a message or even want more for myself because when the teacher told me I couldn't use the bathroom, I got the fuck up and used the bathroom. Because who are you to tell me I can't use the bathroom or speak when I want or do this? It just never felt right to me. So So yeah, people have been trying to the world has been trying to raise people in a certain way, but the true people who really stick out are the ones who just stick out, and you can feel it and you could just tell. People might call them bad or misbehaved, but they're really just the people who are free with themselves, honestly. And there's people, I feel like there's people who are born with a free spirit, or God has blessed people to birth them on this earth with like a free spirit, or people develop it, people pray for it and get it, people earn it. Like, it's just all different type of ways. But yeah, I feel like I'm one of those people who just been able to freely stick out as myself.
For permission to do everything. Now you know something, you want to share it, you feel like you got to go get permission from somebody. Well, I'm 63, I'll be 64 in 2 days. Here's what's fascinating to me. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 25. So that's almost 40 years. What is that? 38 years. 39 years I've been an entrepreneur. That's a long time. And I just now discovered one of the most mind-blowing things, when I say just now, last year, one of the most mind-blowing principles I've ever learned in my life, and that is that just because you're a high income earner doesn't mean you have to pay high taxes. In fact, you don't have to pay federal income tax at all if you'll do the things that the government says, do these things, and you don't have to pay taxes. Now, the primary thing is investing in real estate. But, you know, I'm like, why did it take me so long to figure this out? Why did it take me so long to figure this out? I'm pretty smart. Mm-hmm. Relatively smart, kind of smart. Smart every now and then. Okay. Anyway, y'all are looking a little confused. Like, who are you talking about? Okay. I'm a relatively intelligent individual. How did it take me 63 years to figure this out? You know why? Because the people who understand it are good at understanding it and terrible at talking about it.
That be me, yo. That be me, low key though. Nigga, I'm so good at understanding shit, but when it comes to saying it, even when it does make sense, I feel like I don't make sense to the person I'm trying to talk to. That's why even when y'all watching me right now, it's just I can't tell if I'm yapping or if y'all get it. But I'm still gonna yap regardless, because it's like if there is a chance, I'm gonna yap. It's better to yap than not yap, because you never know who might learn from your yap. But that's what it really is for real. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like people just don't understand me in terms of when I talk, or it's hard for it's not understand me, but it's hard for me to get out certain messages at certain times. Like, I don't know, because the way I understand and think in my brain isn't the way I could even speak out loud. It's not because it's like something crazy in my brain. It's just like it's my fluent thoughts, you know. But when I speak out loud, it's like I understand it, but how do I speak it to a society who doesn't understand many things? But yeah.
But that's not just true about investing in real estate. It's true about almost everything. There are people who have great solutions and terrible messaging, and because their messaging is so terrible, nobody ever wants to take advantage of their solution. You have to get good at saying it. Some of you have something good to say, you just don't say it well. I thought to myself, why are people who are good at a thing so bad at talking about the thing they're good at? I mean, maybe you don't, like, that's what I was plagued with that thought after I discovered this thing and got back a tax refund for the first time since 1995. Last year in 2024, I got back, like, that's 29 years. And I get back a tax refund. I'm like, a refund? I'm confused.
Here's what a new gutter system should cost this summer. Tap below to check pricing. Affordable gutter down.
All right, if you don't know, you look it up on the website. What is a tax refund? I don't know what that is. You literally have AI Google, bro. If you don't have like answers to things and you don't put shit together, bro, that's on you, bro. A tax refund is a reimbursement to a taxpayer for any excuse amount they've paid in taxes to the government. I don't know what the fuck it's. Let me see. It says if you pay more taxes throughout the year than you actually owe, you'll receive an extra amount back as a tax refund. So you're receiving money for paying your taxes on time? What? If you pay more in taxes, you pay more in taxes throughout the year that you actually owe. Nigga, hold on. Sometimes I really just gotta pause my brain because I don't be understanding shit. If you pay more in taxes throughout the year. Oh. Okay. I get it. So so you're paying more taxes than you actually owed. And then you get a refund back when they're giving you a refund back for they're giving you a refund back for what you paid too much for.
But I'm confused because the people who aren't confused are confusing. And so when they talk about the benefits of investing in real estate, they either do it in a way that makes real estate seem like some faraway dream or something I got to go back and get a master's degree in, or they use insider lingo in the outside world, or they're so focused on what they're going to... I think this is one of the biggest problems people have. As soon as you realize that you've created a solution for people that you know is going to be good for other people and they're going to pay you for it, you start thinking about what you get out of it and stop thinking...
Hold on, this just made me realize. Let me stop talking about myself. Another good example of value, like my value would be music production because I'm good with content. Like I know how to make videos and edit. I know how to mix and master things and make someone's message sound good. Because people have messages, but like he's saying, in the music world, if you have a good message but the music sounds ass, nobody want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you have even an ass message, not talking about nothing, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, but it sounds catchy and it sounds good, people are gonna listen. So I have a high value in that, in being able to refine people's thing. That's me. Your value, let's say you're a football player. I was a football player. If you know certain things, know certain moves, know certain workout techniques, know certain this, and it could be like what I'm trying to say is you could do more beyond than just helping a friend out that you know and being like, oh yeah, if you do this type of certain way, it's gonna help, and it helps him, and then he's like, yeah, that really helped. Appreciate you, bro. It could be more than that. You could turn it into you making a whole YouTube channel and being paid by YouTube to yap about good techniques to the whole county. You know what I'm saying? So like stuff like that is what I'm talking about. And you could put that in anything. If you're an artist, if you paint, you can show people, oh, if you paint like this, if you record yourself painting, like get a fucking phone and record yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do this and put it out to everybody, you could be the best art teacher at 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like if whatever it is that you're good at doing, you could literally take it and put it on the internet. And if it's good enough, if you find a way to reach people and your message is good enough and you learn how to do it, then you could literally be a high valued person who's wealthy, who's making money, who's creating change. And yeah, it's that simple, but people don't really understand this, I guess, or they're caught up in their own world, or they're being pulled in. That's one thing. It's easy to be pulled in to the buyer side when everything is in front of your face than trying to sell things because you're taught to buy. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a rebel in school, or I get that's kind of corny to say, but I always been like a little bit rebellious in school. I always questioned authority. I always want to do my own thing. So I've never been taught to be a buyer. I always been taught to try to sell something. I always felt like trying to sell something, whether it's this or that feels better than me trying to sit there and buy everything and go broke. So a lot of this stuff is just built in people in a whole bunch of different type of ways, and anybody could be anything. So yeah.
I think this is one of the biggest problems people have. As soon as you realize that you've created a solution for people that you know is going to be good for other people and they're going to pay you for it, you start thinking about what you get out of it and stop thinking about what they get out of it. And so when you're talking to them about it, you're so in tune with yourself and so tuned out from them that you mess up the messaging. Mm-hmm. Like you have to become so others focused and so consumed with solving the problem of the people you serve.
Yeah, and that what he's saying is so factual that it just made what I was trying to say easier. Because before, when I was talking about it. I don't know if it made sense, but right now, then it felt like it made sense right now than what I was just saying 5 minutes ago. But before how I was saying it from my perspective. That's why my messaging is hard for me to talk sometimes, because it's easy to talk from my perspective, but I have to say it from what I think you think, but at the same time, it's still 50-50 because I don't know what you think. I don't truly know what you want unless I know you. But there are people who are still similar to me who would understand it. So I don't know. It's kind of a loophole, but there's a way out type shit.
That when you're talking, they can feel that the thing you care about the most is them. That's not easy to do when you know you're going to get something. People say, well, Myron, how do you keep from, like, I talk about this thing called commission breath, right? It's when you're talking to people, it's what your breath smells like when you're talking to people when you're thinking about how much you're going to get paid, right? So how do you have conversations without having commission breath? Easy. Create a solution that's so much better for them than it is for you. Like, even my clients that pay me $375,000 for an 8-hour coaching day, I created a solution that's so much better for them than it is for me that when I'm talking to them, I can be excited for them, not excited about the fact they're going to pay me.
Yep. And I can relate to that because the music I make is like, I literally get, and that's why my artists, like, bro, I've been working with the same artists for like years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bond right there. Because when my artists make music, bro, I don't ask for money. Like, I don't have my artists pay me. I never had someone pay me for a beat, I don't think, ever. Or I never had someone pay me to mix their shit, I don't think, ever. They tried to, but I'm like, bro, it's good, bro. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like doing this. I know I want to make it sound better, and I've done it. And I've built a whole like music group off of that. And whether people are starting to tell or not, it's evident. You know what I'm saying? Because I like doing it. Like, it's like I want your shit to sound better because I can hear the potential in it. Like when you now I see what he's saying. But yeah, bro. Cause that to me is more valuable than the money. Like, y'all understand how fun it is for me to sit here and hear someone's song, and then to the average Joe, they're like, "Oh, this shit's ass." But to me, I'm like, "Hold on, wait a minute, we could go somewhere with this." I start tuning shit up, and I'm like, "Hold on, wait a minute." And now people are like, "Hold on, this shit," you know what I'm saying? Like, I could make shit better. It feels good to make shit better than to just try to make a small impact for money, for some chump change, nigga. Like, just so you could look cool and be selfish. So if you're a selfish person, bro, you won't really be wealthy. Like, the wealth, I feel like there are not a lot of selfish, wealthy people. And if they are selfish and wealthy, then they weren't, because you can't be selfish and wealthy. Like, you have to be selfless. You have to be thinking about others when you want to create wealth. Think about every big business, Amazon. Like, you're doing that for other people to buy stuff and sell stuff. iPhone, I'm creating this so people can enjoy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Disney, Pixar, like, I'm creating this so people can watch and understand. Like, it's not for myself. Yeah, I could do it, and yeah, it's cool to get paid and whatever, the blah blah blah. But to do this, I'm doing it for other people, and that's what I've been creating. And like I said, once I really just start using my brain and doing more and more and more and praying to God and manifesting this, bro, I'm going to be up there. Like, I'm going to be up there with Pixar and them. I'm going to be like, I'm telling you, I'm confident in what I'm saying because, like, I could just relate to it. But yeah.
Right. That's how it works. Okay. So once you discover the level of discern the level of value you have to work on, and then you discover the leverage, then you have to do number 3, which is you have to decide. This marker is good.
Let me make sure my shit not fucking. Let me make sure. I should have bended this. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, my shit not off the chains right now. But my shit should be the sound should be good, because I used to have problems with, like, I'm using a mic right now. Let's see how this shit. Oh nah. Let me make sure my shit not fucking. Let me make sure. I should have bended this. Hopefully.
So here's what I mean by leverage the media.
I say that. I look just. I don't know, bro.
Billion.
is like however many is 2 billion minutes. I guess I'm not a math guy. I barely passed math. I just graduated high school and got my diploma. I barely passed math. But like, you understand what I'm trying to say at this point.
All right, bet. Yeah, this might be good for real. There's a couple of mics I can use, but I'm using my Scarlet little shit right now. But it should be all right, bet. Here we go.
Blues.
Buy 90.
Ariel, remind me to order some tips for my markers. Decide what lane. Decide what lane am I going to work in. What lane am I?
You could use that as an example. He just said, Ariel, remind me to order some tips for my marker. Whoever Ariel is probably a assistant who works for him. If you're someone who's good at reminding yourself what to do, if you're not selfish, you could be like, I could, you know what I'm saying? And then you start trying to be hired as an assistant. You could be working for someone who's worth $1 million being paid $250,000 just to remind someone what to do because you're good at it. You could be paid everything for doing what feels like nothing. Oh, hold on, I'm being called right now. All right, guys. But yeah, what's it called? Oh, hello. 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 Did you call me? No. Yeah, no, we were just talking about cat because we like cats, but I don't want a cat. No, you don't want to. You would rather have a cat than a dog. You don't want a dog. Dogs are hard to clean after. Nah. That's dogs. Dogs are way more disgusting. Cats are clean. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was a boy cat, so you have to get him. Yeah, but dogs do the same thing though. But it's like, I was doing a video. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're back. Had to answer a call. It's my birthday. People out here texting me and whatnot. Make sure my shit back up. Alright, we straight. I wonder if y'all heard that conversation, but yeah. Back to the video though. I don't get no damn about no birthday for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Birthdays are kind of dumb to me, but it's all right. We're not gonna get on that. We're gonna
Work in that's going to help me, like, really help people the most. Now, here's the thing. Here's where I think a lot of people mess up. It has to be a lane where you are competent. There are too many people out there who don't have competence in an arena, but they read a book on it or they heard somebody else talk about it and they think, well, that person's doing this to make money, so I'm just going to do what they did and say what they said and maybe I'll make money. It doesn't work like that. You might be able to copy their verbiage, but you cannot copy their vibe. And there is a vibe that competence carries with it. And like, in fact, recently I was at an event and there was a speaker there and she was speaking and in full transparency, I had bought a course from her before and I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
Powerball is trying to censor this video before more people discover the loophole that has already helped my husband.
And maybe I just didn't give it enough time, right? Maybe I didn't go through enough of the modules to be, I was like, it's all right. So then I heard her talk, and I'm thinking, okay, what's she going to talk about, right? I'm thinking this to myself. And then she talks, and I'm like, oh, snap. This woman knows what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. And I could tell that she wasn't trying to make us believe something about her. She wasn't pretending to know something about this thing. This woman was teaching from her essence. She was teaching from her knowingness. I could tell, I could tell this is all she does. This is her jam. This is her lane. And guess what? I went and asked her, do you have a coaching program? She said, I do. I said, I would like to buy it from you. She said, it's $20,000. I said, here's my American Express. Why? Not because of what she said, but because of who she was when she said it. And see what you don't
listen. Are you listening?
realize is people are picking up on who you are when you're saying what you say. And who you're being is the music. And the words you're saying are just the lyrics. But if the words don't match the music, they're not buying.
I gotta send this to Promise, my nigga. Hold on. I'm gonna say, listen, nigga, one more time.
When you're saying what you say, and who you're being is the music. And the words you're saying are just the lyrics. But if the words don't match the music, they're not buying.
They're not fucking buying it. That's why I'm literally explaining to them. And it's like, that's why I'm literally trying to tell them. Because I understand this. And I'm trying to get these niggas to realize that. Like, you are... People can see who you are. People can see when you're like down. Even if you don't think it. Even if you're not on the internet. Even if you're like... If you're putting yourself out there, people can see. That's why I'm trying to get these people to be the best person they could be, because you're living your actual life. Like, if you live life right, if you're loyal, if you're having good habits, you're eating healthy, you're trying to be you're positive every day. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're a man of God, or you're a man of manifestation, like, or something like. And people could tell, and then when you put out a message, you can only put out something pure and good because that's what you are living. And you know what I'm saying? And let's say you are living that good, but if you put out something opposite, people could tell, like, nigga, that don't match you. I'm not buying that. You know what I'm saying? But if they see you, you're like, okay, he looks like he knows who he's talking about. He's talking about something relatable. I'm buying that. I'll press that. I'll add that to my playlist. I'll go back and listen to that 100,000 times over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'll go do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah. And that's how you upscale your business. That's what I'm trying to do. Because one thing is, I work with a team. Well, I know music. So I'm trying to get my artists. Because one thing is, I'm not good at... I never tried, really, honestly. But I'm not the song person. I'm not the one who writes the message. I'm the one who makes the paper nice. I'm the one who puts it in a nice envelope in a letter and mails it out to everybody. I'm the one who does that. I'm the one who could reformat your handwriting to make it look good, but you're the one writing the message. And all my artists are the one writing the message, and I'm trying to get them to realize that you have to write the message good, and when I put it out, everybody will love it. And everybody will come, and we will be high value people. But the only way you can write a good message is if your message is true and honest, and if you are morally living right, and if you are trying to be the best person you can be. And right now, I got it. I'm just waiting for them to understand. And they're starting to understand it. Or at least one person is, at least I know. And once he really sees it and understands it, bro, we're good. We're like, y'all are going to see us on the levels that y'all wouldn't even imagine. But I know it. And that person has that feeling too. But we'll get there.
How many y'all tracking?
One more time, boy. One more time, brother. Hold on.
Is people are picking up on who you are when you're saying what you say. And who you're being is the music. And the words you're saying are just the lyrics. But if the words don't match the music, they're not buying.
They're not
How
fucking
many y'all
buying
tracking?
it. I'm tracking, nigga. You know, I'm gonna have to pause it here. I'll be back because I do have things to do. That was the main connection. Thank you for this. This guy, go tune in. What's his name? Melvin Gordon. What's it? Myron Golden. Go tune in to Myron Golden, bro. He's the one. Him and a couple other people. I'm gonna keep creating these videos.